Hello YouTube and welcome back to ABC YuGiOh. I'm your host ABC, and today we're going to be talking about the spells and traps of YuGiOh, and then I'm going to have a couple special shout-outs in the description and at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around for that one. Alright, so here we are with the spells and traps. We're just looking at the different kinds and their different functions and where they sit on the field respectively. We'll start off with the spells, and then we'll move on to the traps afterwards. In the game, we have both spells and traps, and they both serve functional differences. Spells can be played from the hand immediately, as you can tell from my duel videos. They can be played immediately from the hand to the field without having to be pay for costs, except for in some instances. Traps, on the other hand, have to be set face down normally before they can be used, with only a very few special circumstances being actual hand traps. We'll start off with the spells. There are several different kinds of spells. You have normal spells. Those are the spells that don't have any indicator up in the top right hand corner of what they are. That's what's known as a normal spell. You then have quick play spells. It looks like a little lightning bolt. Continuous spells, you have the infinite sign. Ritual is going to be a little flame up in the top right hand corner. Two examples, that little flame. It's the same on all of them. Equip spells have the little plus sign in the right hand corner. You have normally two different kinds of equip spells that deal with attack and defense, and then ones that revive things like living fossil. Then you have field spells. That's a little compass rose, not to be misplaced with an equip spell. Normally they only affect your side of the field or your cards. There are those field spells that can affect your opponent's side of the field as well as yours. Now we have the trap cards. You have normal traps. Obviously, the no indication up in the top right-hand corner is going to be that that's a normal trap card. You then have continuous traps. Those stick around for more than one turn, obviously by the little infinity symbol. And then you have counter traps. Now, when I talk about counter traps, this goes into talking about what is spell speeds. Now, spell speed just means the timing of the card and how it activates and what can be activated after it and what can proctor its own effect. Spell speed 1 covers monster effects, normal spells, ritual spells, and equip spells. Those are all spell speed 1, and the activation of continuous spells and field spells. Those are all spell speed 1 and can be reacted upon by spell speed 2 effects. As the name implies, spell speed 2 are faster than spell speed 1 and can therefore be activated after spell speed 1 effects. Spell speed 2 effects cover any quick play spell as well as any monster effect that says this is a quick effect. Spell speed 2 also covers any continuous spell or field spell that's on the field already. Its effect counts as spell speed 2 and cannot be responded to by normal spells, as well as the aforementioned spell speed 1 effects. Normal traps and continuous traps are also spell speed 2. And then you have spell speed 3. Spell speed 3 is specifically only to counter traps. They can respond to anything and can only be responded to by other spell speed 3 effects. These are the solemn cards. They are probably the most prevalent spell speed 3 cards you will come in contact with. You might also come into contact with some archetype specific counter traps like Zephyr Divine Strike and the Orcust counter trap. I don't want to go and look it up. That's it for spell speeds currently. Let's get into a couple of duels and show you how they're set up. Alright, here we are, and I'm going to show you how you play field spells and some trap cards. So trap cards, you can only set them on your first turn, as stated previously, and field spells go into that zone off to the side where you can activate and use their effects. It's a very specific niche that they have, both traps and spell cards, and I kind of want to show you, case to you, that counter traps cannot be responded to. So let's see if I can get into a position where that comes up. Alright, so my opponent activated a field spell, and currently this is spell speed 1. So this quick effect of my monster can activate in response, as well as the spell speed 3 effect that would instantly stop it. So I guess I'm going to use my spell speed 2 effect to respond, banishing it, and you notice there that my Buster Dragon's Spell Speed 2 effect could also activate on its own Spell Speed 2 effect. Spell Speed 2s can activate upon Spell Speed 2s, as well as Spell Speed 1s can activate upon Spell Speed 1s. Now, if I activate my Solemn Judgment here, which is a Spell Speed 3 effect, I cannot activate my ABC Buster Dragon's effect to get himself popped for the three pieces. And as you can tell, these cards that are activating are all monster cards, and I can respond to them with my ABC Buster Dragon, so therefore those are either Spell Speed 1 or Spell Speed 2. Since they're monsters, they're normally Spell Speed 1. Activating my ABC Buster Dragon triggers the Spell Speed 2 effect to summon all my monsters. Now, there's such a thing as called timing. Any card that has the word "when" in its text might miss what's known as timing. Now, I want to emphasize this because Qliphort Genius has a second effect. Because it has the word "when" in its effect, because when two monsters are special summoned at the same time to a zone this card points to, which two monsters were, it would have searched out a level 5 or higher monster from my deck. But because it's a when effect, it missed timing because it was not the last thing that happened. However, Union Hanger says if a light machine type monster is normal summoned, it cannot miss timing. So if statements cannot miss timing, and when statements can. When statements are the only statements in the game that can miss timing. And that's a shame, because sometimes those are the most powerful effects. Alright, so we went through what spells and trap cards are, and what they do, and a little bit on timing, and about how if effects don't miss timing, and when effects can miss timing. They only miss timing because the when statement means that it has to be the last thing that resolves. If just means if. Hope y'all had a great time, and now it's time for a couple of shout-outs. Alright, shout-outs to YuGiOh Knight. He reached out to me during my live stream last Friday, and will be once again live streaming this Friday as well. But YuGiOh Knight, he does some card artwork that he sent me some, and I'll be putting it into my channel as soon as I can once I get a whole deck list full of cards that he's done. Hopefully people see this and can use it in their YuGiOh Pro. So, he's done an amazing job with these cards, and honestly, it's just mind-blowing on how talented YuGiOh Knight is. So please go over and subscribe to him if you can. Tune in next time to talk more about the monster cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! And then get maybe into a little bit more on timing and how each monster type works. Once again, I'm your host, ABC Yu-Gi-Oh! And have a great day.